Okay, I'm really excited to show you this next technique, how to use the blendabilities with Kraft paper. These are some of the new Kraft bags, and I have stamped it with a cute little nutcracker from Santa Stash. This is available in the holiday catalog, and I really like the way the blendabilities behave on the Kraft paper. So it is a little different. Blending is much different on the Kraft paper than it is on the white paper. So I wanted to show you how I did this. I am going to start with his hat, and I'm going to go over it completely with the light cherry cobbler. And I feel like I had to go really slow when I colored this, because the Kraft paper really grabs onto that ink, and it really, you'll see it just kind of soaks down in there. And so I had to go, I'm really bad about just going fast and getting out of the line. So I tried to really slow down and go along. Can you see how that's running? I feel like it kind of runs out of where you're doing, kind of spreads out. So be careful when you get to the outside part. Now I did get out of the lines right there, but you'll see in a minute that it'll be okay when I go back over it with the Daffodil Delight. And to just keep things simple, I just colored over those circles. They're too little for me to try to not color. And I'm going to go back and add some candy dots or rhinestones or something there. All right, so I went over completely with the light cherry cobbler, and now I'm going to use the medium cherry cobbler. And I really like this end that is not the brush. It's the nib, I think is what they're calling it. It's like a writing, kind of like a writing surface. One thing to keep in mind is that these blendabilities are going to lighten up when they dry a lot on here. I felt like the first time I did it, like, whoa, that's really dark, really harsh, but they really do kind of lighten up and blend together as they dry. So now I liked the way this is. I think that, I think that's totally done. I don't need to do anything to that. But I am going to go back over here on the hat and just kind of blend that up a little bit more with that lighter cherry cobbler. And in a little while I'll go back and do just a little more, but I'm going to give it some time to dry and see what it looks like. All right, so now I'm going to go with my medium Old Olive. Let's see, I'm going to use the other end, and I'm going to do his hat, and I'm not going to worry about any kind of shading yet. I'm just going to go in with it and color it all in. And I think I might have used the lighter Old Olive on the first one, but that's okay, because we're going to use the color lifter on this. That is really dark, but that's all right. And so you could see on here, I don't use my dark blendabilities nearly as much as I use the light and the medium. I really feel like you can always add more dark color, but you can't, once it's there, you really can't. You can't get rid of it. All right, so I'm going to let those dry, and I'm going to move over to his face. And I'm just using the nude blendability, and you'll see as I go on here, it seemed really dark. After I did it, I thought, okay, he's going to have a really dark face, but it really lightens up. So I'm going to go all the way across his face, his nose. Be careful not to do his eyebrows or his eyes, and just go all the way around that. Now I'm going to try to add just a little bit more under and around his nose and along the edge of his mustache. Okay, because there's going to be some shadowing there from the mustache and from his nose. Oh, I need to do down here as well, his neck. Okay, can you see how that's really dark? And in a minute it's going to dry so light that it's going to be hard to even tell that we did anything to it. And it bled into the mustache, but that's okay. I'm going to cover that up in a minute as well. All right, so I'm going to get my medium Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to go along this piping on his uniform here and as well on his hat. And I'm going to do that several times to really darken it up. I sometimes feel like my marker gets something on it, like it needs a little rest or a little scrape off there on the grid paper. Okay, now this part, I kind of wrestled with what to do with his eyebrows and his hair, so I just grabbed my Uniball white pen, and I really liked this. I thought this made it really pop out. I could stamp it on white paper and then cut it out, but that would be a lot of work, and these are really tiny pieces, so it probably wouldn't work out very well. So I'm just going to color it in with this. And for his mustache, I considered doing the same thing, but it's a really big area to color in with a small pen. So I just stamped it with my Memento pad again on Whisper White, and I used the framelit to cut it out. And let's see, where did it go? Well, you can see on here. There it is. Here's my other one. So I used dimensionals to put that on there. But before I do that, I want to go back and add a little more shading. Can you see how that's really lightening up? And I'm going to add just a little line along that mustache, and up here, up his nose a little bit, and down here, wherever there would be a natural shadow, a naturally cast shadow, and even under his hat. All right, now while that's drying, let's go back up here to this hat, and this part of his hat, and let's add a little bit of shading, just a little bit here along the edges, maybe just a little bit along that line, and let's let it dry and see what we need afterwards, after that. Now I'm going to come up here with my color lifter, and I'm going to really remove a lot of that color up here on the top of his hat, because that's where the shine would really be. If there was natural light, the shine on his hat would definitely be up here. All right, so let's give that some time to dry. And I might come down here in the middle and just kind of, there's going to be a natural light that shines down through there. So let's see how that works. Well, on this craft paper, you really have to give it some time to dry so that you can see where you need to put more color. And I am way out of the lines. You guys, my first one is not like that, but I am in a rush to show you so you don't have to sit here and watch this. But you can see how I did that natural line right there through the middle, and a natural line on the top of light. Okay? All right, so it looks like I need to go back with my light cherry cobbler and just do a little more blending here. Seems like maybe we've got too much of a line. And that in the middle is that color lifter, and it is going to dry lighter when it dries. All right, so I'm going to leave you there to go and do yours. Just remember that you can always add more color, but it's difficult to take color away. Okay? And don't forget to put your mustache on at the end. And Nutty or Nice, I think, is hilarious, and this would be a great little gift bag just filled with some cinnamon roasted nuts at Christmas time. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye-bye.